Welcome to Mic Drop, where I'm going to help you ace your next audition. So today, we're actually not talking about the throat, the mouth, anything up here. We're talking about our hands. You might ask, what do hands have to do with singing? Well, not a lot directly, but quite a bit more about your performance. Your overall stage presence is going to be affected by what you do with your hands. One of the biggest things I tell my voice students is the number one rule about your hands is that they never go in your pockets while you're singing. This thing, so if you've got this nice singer stance and you have your sternum high, your shoulders up, back, and down, and you're singing, nice deep breaths, all that. What happens if you then put your hands in your pockets? You slump right over. It cuts off your airway. It makes your shoulders slump forward, typically. It's just not good for singing. And on top of that, it just looks too casual. It looks like you're just kind of like hanging out instead of, giving a performance. A common thing I hear from choir directors that I have heard from over and over is that people listen with their eyes. Of course, they also listen with their ears, but the vibe that you're giving out, the things that they see influence what they think about your performance. So if you're looking confident and you're looking like you know what you're doing, that's one thing. But the second you slump over, that does not convey that sense of confidence that you want to. And people will judge your performance for it, like it or not. All right, so what should you do with your hands? Well, I say there are two things that you can do with your hands. Either one, you keep them loosely at your side. You don't want to hold them like militarily to your side, like really hard. You don't want to create more tension. So just nice and loosely to your side. That's kind of the home base that is going to keep things out of the way. If they're there, people are probably not even going to notice what you're doing with your hands, which is great. You want the focus to be on the voice, what you're producing, your facial expressions, but it is also okay in most circumstances, especially if you're doing an audition, to gesture with your hands, to do something like you're singing, "If I were a rich man," and you're spreading your arms and dancing around like Tevye does. That's okay. But what you want to make sure is that your movements look natural, that they make sense, and that you don't always do the same movement all the time. I have a movement that I see with my students that I call the waiter. Like some singers will do this and go, with each phrase. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. And I just do that over and over again. That's very unnatural. So if in doubt, record yourself during your performance and watch what you do with your hands and with the rest of your body in general, and see if it looks natural. Because if you add natural emotions to things, that can look great and that can add to your performance and show that you've got good acting skills. However, if you overdo it, can really detract from what you're trying to do. And sometimes it's so distracting that it overshadows your voice. So take a look at what you're doing, have other people watch you, or record yourself, or perform in front of a mirror, and watch yourself. And make sure that your hands aren't getting in the way. All right, now go out there, drop that mic. Break a leg.